we'll kick it up. We'll kick it off here in just a second. But first, I have to put this video in the playlist. Doesn't make much sense for me to have TFC out of the playlist. Let's see. I don't actually want to play said playlist. I would like to witness it. Yeah, I'm gonna have to update Winterize and Struggling Part 2 at some point, but yeah, for now, we are a go. Cool. So, we are live, we are ready to go. Oh boy. Oh. Just waiting on the load. Ugh, popped my neck. I'm going to close it briefly and refire it, because my guess is it got confused when I tried to have it open the world, and when I switched tabs while it was trying to open the world, I think it got confused. So yeah, here we are. We are in. We are live. Hello, hello. Just waiting on it to load up. Alright, we're loaded up. We'll go ahead and fire the world up. Are loaded in. It's going to be a bit stuttery for a second as it finishes loading. So I have been doing quite a deal of off-camera work while in between videos. Most notably, I started over here. This will eventually be a bakery and house of some sort where I can cook food. I'm not sure if the covered bridge was demonstrated in the previous video, but I've made the bridge. The smithy has been finished, more or less. I'm going to need to make a bloomery at some point, but for now... Ugh, damn these hiccups. For now, we have the smithy figured out. I've been doing agriculture. Yeah, the temperature's too low for a lot of these to grow, but oh well. I've been getting into agriculture. I cut an aqueduct through a hill over here. This goes all the way through to a lake on the other side. which I can actually climb above to take you to. This is all very prone to falling in, and frankly, I don't care if it does or doesn't. That's why we've got the birch planks that I'm walking on now. So that when it inevitably caves in, it doesn't destroy the aqueduct, because I was having real difficulties with that previously. Yeah, so this is the lake that we source our water from for the aqueduct. It's dug in such a way that even the lake freezing over, the aqueduct won't be affected. So that's, you know, gives us a stable water supply year-round, even with the winter. I thought this would fall over and it didn't. Anyway, I've made black bronze because I needed tier 2 metal, and copper just wasn't it. So now I have a black bronze axe, pickaxe, and hammer that I've made. That way I can do my metal working. I also made a black bronze anvil. We've got a good number of trees growing around the base, because I decided it would be easier for it would be easier to keep them nearby. That way I don't have to travel so far to get wood. Our bushes have been dying due to low temperature, which isn't really unusual. It's a bit cumbersome because they're dying because it's too cold, but they only grow their berries in like dead of winter. Yeah, Mom. Okay, I love you. Bye. Drive safe. Mom's heading out. Christopher's got a game today. But, so, smithy is done. The leather making stall, I guess, is much the same as it was the last time I showed it off. That's not much has changed with this. Let's see. I've got this vessel is now full of thatch and some seeds, which is lovely because I need those seeds for agriculture. I've got these 4 chests are all very full of materials. This one's all my brick making supplies. This one's kind of odds and ends. It includes things like lime and powders and such that I need for other things. Soda ash is necessary in making glass. It's a potash, so it's necessary for making glass. We've got glue, bone meal, pumice, ceramic bowls, some flint, a large number of bones hanging around, some bladders so I can make some more flasks. We've got our composter, which needs more green items, but I don't have those handy. We've got barrels full of slurry. So slurry is a new mod that I installed that lets me further process the ores to get a better yield out of them. So we've got things like these piles of powder that I really do need to process more, but for now, like, I'm just processing powders to make them more efficient. Over here we've got a chest full of glass making supplies. This is all our metal working supplies, all of our raw material for it. This is going to be full of wood at some point. This is our new black bronze anvil. I'm trying to remember where exactly all of the copper got off to, because I did have a bunch of copper on hand. I was just recently going to go mining in the usual pit, except this is where all of our already refined metal is gone. This is vessels and molds and such that are either incomplete projects or things that, like, I still need to work on a bit more. This is underneath the smithy itself. This is where I'm going to be storing a lot of wood. Eventually, the hope is to have this entire room filled to the brim with it. This will be a side room eventually. The bed. This pot, this vessel here, has all of our food in it. At some point, I did install Firmalife. So at some point, we'll have to build a cellar. But in order to do that, I need beeswax. I don't have beeswax yet. But yeah, the forge has been finished. The bridge has been completed. That house on stilts will eventually be done. Across the river over here, we have our beehive, which has no bees in it because I haven't had any bees, unfortunately. But yeah, that's about where we're at. I've been making clothing because it is now, I believe, early winter. No, it's late autumn. So it's officially cold as balls, and I need to keep better track of this stuff. I have 2 leather backpacks, but I can't wear them on my back because I didn't install curios. Because I decided curios was not strictly necessary for what I'm doing. Yeah, black bronze is a mixture of copper, silver, and gold. So I've been hunting around a lot for excessive amounts of copper, silver, and gold. Because the next stage is I need to make a bloomery. And I want to get into glass making, but I can't do glass until I can make brass in large quantities. So I need to find tin as well, which is a right pain. I'm also collecting sticks because briefly a while back I swapped around a couple mods that changed how wood piles were made and lost all of my twigs and sticks. So now I'm regathering sticks and twigs in pretty well whatever high quantities I can get my hands on them. So yeah, I've done some exploration. This way is the only way that has anything worth going towards. The other 3 directions lead to the ocean, more or less. And there's nothing for me to gain by going to the ocean. Not yet, anyway. Eventually, I'll have a lot to gain by going to the ocean. But for now, while I'm still more or less primitive, like I've got bronze, so I guess I am officially in the Bronze Age. But until I have iron, I'm not counting myself as continent capable. Eventually, I did install civilization, so eventually I'll be able to make proper boats. But until I can make proper boats, we'll just be, pissing around. So yeah, eventually I'll need to make a navigator's timepiece, but that takes an unfinished navigator's timepiece, 2 lenses, and 3 brass mechanisms. I'm also probably going to want a sextant and a barometer, which a barometer wouldn't be too bad if I could ever make glass bottles, but unfortunately I need a lot of brass to make a lot of that, and I don't have any brass. So until I've teched up a little further, and gotten myself more flexibility with regards to the options that I've got at my disposal for metals and those decisions. We've also got Create, but in order to use Create, I need to make andesite alloy, and andesite alloy relies on iron nuggets. So until I can make iron, no chance of me making andesite alloy. Or zinc nuggets, which you can make from zinc ingots. But yeah, so suffice to say, create is off the menu for now. At least until I get to the wrought iron age. So yeah, for now we're just slumming it in the Bronze Age. God, it is cold. Take a break here real quick to eat something, because yeah, this cooked horse meat goes bad in a couple days, so I'm gonna want to eat it quickly. But the grains will last much longer, which is lovely. I haven't made a sword or anything bigger than a javelin yet, mostly because I have difficulties making swords when a javelin is so much more useful. The ability to throw it is really where it comes in clutch. I haven't had a need to make a buckler or a shield of any description, because I don't really fight all that much. Like, I fight monsters enough to get the medals I want, but like, I don't really fight all that much. And I really should get my hands on a second bed. Or take mine with me so that I'm not restricted so much. But then I run the risk of accidentally, like, respawning right into a problem zone. And I'd like to avoid that if possible. So that's, for now, we just kind of have to take the journey. But yeah, at any point here, I really could make some ship scaffoldings and make myself like a small boat. The only problem is then I'd have to take my small boat out to the ocean, and far as I can tell, there's nothing good to be found on the ocean. Not without the proper navigation tools, anyway. Because even if I hit the F3 menu, I cannot tell which direction is which. Because that's just not information that I'm given anymore. So, I no longer have coordinates. I no longer have facing north, south, east, or west. I would have to go purely off of my own skill, or off of a compass and sextant, which would simply be easier than trying to do it all myself. So yeah, that's, at the moment, I'm reasonably sure I'm traveling north. Because sunrise is that way and sun sets that way. So rises in the east, sets in the west. I am traveling north to come to this cave. Looks like my torches are still lit. That's good. Yeah, there's a metric ton of copper right there. Malachite is the same. That's the issue, is there are also skeletons over there. That's a zombie. Dolomite, magnetite. Yep. So yeah, there's a lot of monsters there that make that rather difficult. Let's see. We'll take the cabbage, and we'll take a bit of beets here. I've gotten much more cavalier in my stick and twig picking because I can now refine them into bunches. Two of them just like that makes a bundle. And bundles can be recrafted back into sticks. Then you can use a stick bundle to basically take the place of a log in almost every recipe, which is lovely. I don't need these feathers in my inventory. Not anymore. I did the thing that I needed the feathers for. I used the feathers to make insulation, which is how I got my current clothes. I don't need this straw either, or this native gold to be kicking around. Okay. Take the grains out because they'll spoil much slower than anything else. And we go. So yeah, I'm gonna plant my bed down on that little patch of highlands just before the lake. I refer to it as a lake. Really, it shouldn't exist the way it does. I don't remember what I was just saying. Yeah, right. I call it a lake. It's not really a lake. It shouldn't exist. It's a world generation error. They're not supposed to just, like, delete entire chunks down to, like, the fucking caves underneath. I don't think. But, oh well. I've just been referring to them as lakes or seas, because that's basically what they are. Far as like real world equivalent goes, like that's the closest I get to a real world equivalent with that. As it just happens to be a lake with some cliff-like edges. We're just gonna go. That's mostly what I've been doing. Nah, not a Stained reference. Um, Mostly what I've been getting up to has just been repeatedly um, refining whatever metal I've got, and then um, dying, going mining, going logging if it's necessary, um, and then a lot of traveling. Yeah, that's at some point I really want to make a kayak and kayak paddle because that'll make moving on water much quicker. Unfortunately, I can't do that until I get oil of some description um, to uh, prepare and treat the hides. Because kayaks are the only boat you can pick up, but I need to create waterproof hides, which need beeswax, which I can't get because I don't have bees. Could also seal it in lard, tallow, or schmaltz, or olive oil, which I don't actually know how to make schmaltz. Ah, poultry fat. Got it. Anyways, that's my spawn point set, so let's go back down and brave the monsters. Yep, already we're starting with that. Lot of fucking creepers, my goodness. Small bismuthinite. That's cool. And we're back to normal. Cool. I was not aware that I could climb a stalagmite. Back down and in. That's virtue of having my spawn point so close, is I don't need to worry about getting blown up or crushed or murdered in any other form. I can just come back down and keep mining. In my case, I'm currently so that I can mine in peace, but, you know, can't all have what we want. Damn it, there goes my javelin. And this is why I don't usually throw my javelins, because I tend to die and lose them. For myriad reasons, to be honest. Why is there just a fish down here? How the hell did you even get here, dude? I mean, shit, I'm not gonna complain. Ow. Fuck you, dude. Okay, so this is where I found the nickel before, which I do actually need at some point. That's lava down there. That's neat. Oh, Jesus. Okay. Okay, well. I'll only have about 2 days of light down here from the torches, but 2 days should be ample time to do all of the mining I need to do and get out. So fortunately, I don't actually need to stress too much about lighting this whole place up, because it won't matter here in a couple days. And frankly, as long as I have even a single stick, I can make a lot more torches. Or as long as I have a single torch, I can make a lot more of them. Just by virtue of having them handy. So yeah, I'm going to go ahead and mine up all of this malachite that's hanging out. And this raw dolomite is going to very quickly become a large amount of flux for me to work with. Which is actually fantastic for my purposes. I need to be a bit careful that I don't accidentally cave in too much, because the ores lose value each time they are each time they have to fall for whatever reason. So in the effort of getting the best quality malachite I can, I want to make sure that I don't accidentally cause too many cave-ins where they fall too far. And like, I do not need a marble rock. I don't need dolomite mossy cobble. Although I'm actually going to keep it around because cobble is much more efficient to store. Yeah, I've got all of the things I think I need. We're going to put the knife away because I don't need that, and my fire starters. That's as long as I have a lit torch, I can just make more torches by using a let's see. these, which I can use to store up the odds and ends extra bullshit. And we can get back to mining. Because yeah, all of this dolomite is going to very quickly become exceptionally useful. Because I can grind it down and turn it into flux powder, which I need to do welding. I can also cook it and make lime that way. And lime is useful for other things. Notably, it's a key component in making slaked lime, which is used in tanning. Which I need to do in order to make leather. So, until I can upgrade beyond leather armor and the like, and leather storage items, that's my best bet. And even then, I'm probably going to still want to use leather, because leather items hold up pretty well. So yeah, for now we're just going to go through and we're going to gather as much of this malachite as I can, knowing that it is useful. Put this away, grab this one, and then we're just going to start filling knapsacks with malachite, because that makes sense to me. And then we'll process it all when we get back to the base. Thought I could hear them. I'm not even sure where they spawned in, but I knew I could hear them. Damn, this black bronze axe does fucking work for monster slaying. Anyhow. How can I not take a sip out of this? I guess because it's flowing water, huh? Where did they even spawn anyhow? Maybe over here, because this is a little dark. I don't know. Yeah, since most of what I've just been doing has been this, basically, I haven't really been recording or streaming it, because this has been the extent of my mining and crafting lately. Has just been mining in excess, and a mediocre amount of crafting, one might say. I do actually need to be careful about cave-ins in certain portions, not for fear of reducing the quality of the malachite per se, but in order to not kill myself, because it is entirely possible that I get buried down here and then I have to come back down. And that happens occasionally. I think there was just an air pocket down here or something. But whatever it was, that cave-in exposed it. That, and if I get hit with a stalagmite or a stalactite falling from above, that shit's gonna hurt. And it disrupts my torches. Sounds like a skeleton nearby. It is very important that I pay attention to the state of the cave as I'm mining in it, because if it caves in too hard, then I have to deal with the consequences. Okay. And this knapsack is full. I'm gonna have a lot of copper to process when I get home, which is gonna be nice, actually. keeps making cave-in noises, but I'm not sure how much of that I believe. It keeps making the cave-in sound effect, but like, I don't know how much I believe it. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know how much I believe that it's really like all that threatening. The cave-in noises. Like I've been, I've had a cave-in happen on top of me in this, and was more or less unfazed because like, oh well, damn, I just have to go mine in a different direction real quick. Whatever. So I'm not sure how much I believe a lot of these cave-in noises are like threatening versus just kind of like making noise to make it obvious that I am caving. I don't know. Like right now, if these blocks were to cave in, I would be under no threat. Absolutely none. Mostly because I'm paying attention to where I'm standing with respect to a large number of other blocks that have a potential for cave-ins. Like I'm explicitly standing in places where even if the cave-in does occur, it's not really going to be a threat to me as much as it is an annoyance and a hindrance. You know? So, I don't know. I feel like it's just not all that threatening, those cave-in noises. They make me nervous because I'm used to actually being in a cave that has a roof where I can get caved in. And like that can happen. Like blocks can fall sideways on me, but like kinda whatever. As long as I'm not buried alive, I'll be fine. I don't know. But yeah, the title for this live stream being mostly kind of a joke. Like it's been a bit. It's been a while since I've live streamed. It's been a couple days, actually. It hasn't even been all that long. But it has been a couple of days, and that makes it worthwhile to me to name it that. And like I deliberately clear out most of the overhead blocks. That way, even in the event of a cave-in, it's kind of like, okay, well, they're not going to cave in on me, so whatever. And that's another thing. Like, it talks in the handbook, because this fucking mod pack comes with a handbook for some reason. It talks about, like, hey, don't go chiseling in a mine shaft. You have a higher chance of causing a cave-in when you're chiseling blocks. And I was just like, okay, fair enough. If that actually is, like, a thing, I'll keep that in mind when I'm, making bricks and shit. But, like, you really only need to chisel a few blocks at a time to turn them into smooth stone, because once you have the smooth stone, you no longer need to chisel them anymore, Like, you only need smooth stone when you need a cairn, and the, like, base of the cairn never breaks or degrades. It's just the hand stone on top. So, sure, you need raw rock, you need raw, stone of variety types in order to make the hand stones, but like whatever once you've got them, right? That's another knapsack full of copper, though. That's as soon as I've filled my inventories on copper, I'm gonna have to leave here because there's no sense in me continuing to mine copper just to not be able to move it anywhere. And I don't believe I can just, like, bulk craft it into a block, so that's out too. Because, yeah, can't bulk craft it. I would just have to process it into ingots. Although I know I can store up to a full 64 stack of it in a vessel, so I might store some in vessels for the trip home. And I have to make sure that I leave an inventory space available for my my bed. Because the plan is essentially, once I've filled up my inventory on as much copper as I can bring back, I'm basically going to go drown myself in one of the streams around here, so I can get back to the bed a little quicker. And then from there, pick up the bed, haul ass back home. Although my base isn't all that far from world spawn, I might just, like, pick up the bed and then drown myself. Keep inventory is fucking awesome. Yeah, real spooky noises coming from this cave, but, like, do I really care? Aside from the occasional block caving, I don't think I give a shit, to be honest. Yeah, my previous mining excursion had to be cut short due to my pickaxe breaking. This time I will have no such difficulty. I brought not only this copper pick, which I can use to mine here, but also my black bronze pick, because I figured it made sense to bring my new tools. It does stay like a neutral temperature down here, which is kind of nice. I don't have to worry about freezing to death, because that's a thing that you can do. Yeah, shit like that is why I'm really not all that stressed about a cave-in. Because, like, okay, it caves in. Whatever. You can jump through the falling cobble as it falls if you're quick about it, to get to a new location where you're not at risk. As I remember, if cobble falls too much, it just turns into gravel, which is kind of nice. Because you can turn gravel into different ores and stuff by panning it. Okay, that's that one filled up. Last knapsack. I was gonna say something about, man, I might need to head out so I can go get some food or water or something, but I forgot about the fish. Also, I heard zombie noises, but I don't see a zombie. There you are. Come here. it's things like the ability to dodge out of the way before it really settles that makes it so that a cave-in really isn't all that stressful. Obviously, I'd be shitting myself at pretty much every time it fucking made a noise in real life, or if I was playing without keep inventory. But, I don't know, as it stands with keep inventory, I'm not in any threat of, you know, losing anything here if I die. I don't even lose experience levels. Okay, so it's poor malachite only that I can put in the knapsack from here. And only about 5 units of it. Going mining like this also helps for further getting my hands on more stones with which to then turn around and turn into flux or cobble or bricks for my various projects. Like, I need bricks to run aqueducts around. And I can get bricks very easily by just going mining like this. There are a lot of benefits, actually. I prefer the idea of use the whole bison type stuff. Where I'm like, yeah, you know, I need material anyway. I need metal making material. I need woodworking material so I can make things like, you know, more support beams so I can make houses, stuff of that nature. So while I'm out like logging, I'll collect a fuck ton of thatch because I know I need I know I need straw and thatching to make the roofs. That's whenever I go mining, I'm careful to make sure that I collect as much stone as possible because I can then turn around and use it for bricks. Whenever I go hunting for like just clay, and I make sure to find some sand as well. And now that I can even get sand from just mining like so in the processing of the ores, I don't even need to do that. I can just get sand from collecting ores like so, which is very helpful actually. It's very nice to not have to go dig up a bunch of sand because I do not live anywhere near a desert, so it would be a trip to the shore or a trip to the Badlands for me to collect sand in that manner. And frankly, I need it in industrial quantities in order to make mortar, because a full 64 stack of sand in a barrel of lime water makes like 8 stacks of mortar, which doesn't. It sounds like a great It sounds like a great ratio. Mortar is 2 per 1 batch of aqueduct blocks. You need 2 mortar per aqueduct blocks craft, and then you need 4 mortar per brick craft. So in order to just make a block of bricks, I need a fuck ton of mortar handy in order to make bricks and aqueducts and the like. It can be done. I have done it enough that I've got a full aqueduct system running from a nearby pond just to give me fresh water. But it's a bit dangerous. Not having material on hand is a bit dangerous for me. And it is always helpful to have additional material. Because, like with the stick thing, like I lost all of my sticks and now have to more or less start from 0 on sticks, which is a bit annoying. I mean, it's not the end of the world, but it is annoying. And hoping to avoid that annoyance is a large part of why I'm doing what I'm doing with a lot of this. Right. I think I'm actually good on mining for now. So we'll see if I can't gather up some of these torches. 5 is good enough. Because yeah, this is why I was talking about just like entering one of these and drowning. Because it's a bit of a pain to get back up. Oh, this all iced over. That's dangerous. Yeah, this whole lake section iced over. Holy shit. What the hell can I use these for? Whoop, shit. Ice shavings. I can use them to make a melon popsicle. Or vanilla ice cream. If I have vanilla and sugar and ice shavings and cream. Huh. So in other words, they're useless to me. Still, quite interesting. I don't. And yeah, like I said, my base is actually pretty near the world spawn, if I remember correctly. It's just this way. Because technically world spawn is in some weird inverted badlands or something. But that's a patch of forest I recognize, because it's over by the pond. And then, yeah, just over these hills is my base. Eventually I should make like a garden or something over there. But for now, this is good enough. Make like a full pathway to and from. Now, it has actually been a decent amount of time since I've even been at my base, so there is this to contest with. But my respawn point has been set. We'll relight the torches that need to be lit. Okay, so I have a whole bunch of copper that I need to process, actually. Okay, so, do I have my hammer? No. And let's get out my hammer. And then I actually need to store this excess dolomite. There's dolomite in this chest. I know I did. Somewhere. Okay. those all need to be processed. But this dolomite can all go into this chest. Wherever the raw shirt is, there it is. The dolomite can go there as well. I don't actually know what humus does, but I'm keeping it around. So let's see. I know I've got rhyolite around. Pretty sure it's in the basement though. Yeah. Okay. Okay. So, reorganize a little. Take the shears out of here because I'm going to need those for other projects. I believe I have andesite cobble up where the andesite bricks are. We'll store the dolomite cobble down here in bulk form. I knew I had andesite cobble up here. Okay, now I need to put these shears on the wall in the tool rack because that's where they live. This shovel can go with the other shovels. My black bronze axe, pickaxe, pro pick, and spear can get put away. I need to store my extra food. To store my excess seeds. This armor needs to find its way somewhere. I'm gonna need more chests, honestly, at some point here, but for now, this'll work. Okay. We'll offload all of the leather knapsacks into my inventory. Okay, and now that my inventory is full, more or less, the richer the malachite, the more rock chunks I get out of it. So I need to be careful that I don't accidentally run out of space here. And just like that, we have successfully processed all of this into stuff that now needs to go into the sluice. Okay, we'll toss all of those there. Come up and pick up my stuff. And I do actually have another stack of poor malachite that needs to be processed here. We'll relight the torch that's here. And unfortunately, now comes the worst part about processing ore, the waiting portion. Because now I have to wait on my sluice to completely process all of this into, well, usable rock, really. Birch sluice takes 3 birch lumber and 3 twigs of any description, or sticks. So, in our case, we're going to come up here and very briefly we're going to deposit this unprocessed rock in there. Hunt around for my timber, which we'll make 6 of. Craft up 2 extra sluices. And the purpose behind this will become very obvious here momentarily. So, a sluice needs to be at the very end of a I haven't actually organized, or I haven't actually gone through all of the copper, by the way. A sluice needs to be at the very end of a water line in order to be used. So what we're going to do is we're going to grab a shovel from the wall. We'll go with this one. Okay. And then we are going to dig that out. Okay. And replace the vessel down. I need my axe to chop this loose. Now I can run 2 sluices right next to each other. And then of course this third one's going to have to go right there. And I'm probably going to have to move those chests, unfortunately, but what can you do? Actually, you're not going to go there. You're going to get moved over. That's there. this way I can drop in a good amount of sluiceable material. Okay. And it should wind up processed. Emphasis on the should, of course. Pickaxe away, I'm gonna have to do this by hand for a brief second. But now, aha, then I want my pickaxe. I don't have another block of silty loam mud bricks on me. This is more or less fine. And then basically what we're going to do is we're just going to come up here next to the aqueduct that comes in through the wall. Because this way I can have all three of these running more or less at the same time. I don't actually know if it's more efficient or not, but frankly I'm not really going for efficiency. That's what I was going to do, is I was going to just rerun more aqueduct through the walls. But if this works, it works. Fuck it. At some point I'm going to need to make more mud bricks. But for now, it works. Let's see. Whenever those are ready, we can move on to other processes of this. But for now, I have to make the decision of whether or not I just, you know what, we'll just leave the floor andesite cobble in that section. because doing so will make this a bit easier on me. Okay, so next is we grind it in the kern to produce piles. Let's go put this andesite cobble down. And I've got more dolomite, which I can't remember where I put that. My guess is in the basement somewhere. Yeah. And then yeah, from here it's just going to be a process of me making trapdoors probably. That way I can control where I'm pushed around by the water. Because yeah, this way I can't be pushed around while I'm standing in the sluice. So I could conceivably stand here without getting shoved around too much. And I could stand here and be completely dry, which is quite nice. Let's see. Let's refill it. Okay. may want to install the wooden hoppers mod, which does more or less what it says on the tin. It gives you access to wooden hoppers. Yeah, I might want to install that one, because that would actually make the collection of materials a lot easier. So we'll take a look at that on CurseForge. So yeah, Hopper Plus is an interesting mod, but for now, we'll just grab Wooden Hopper. And we'll go back to this. So the Wooden Hopper is more or less just going to be to automate the collection system here. Because it would be a lot simpler if I could run a couple wooden hoppers in the floor here, and then just have that gather material as it flows in. Hell, if I have to make a sub-basement, I will. Just for that purpose. Fortunately, I can't actually drink this water. I'm going to restart this after the sluice finishes this, and it has. Cool. So I am going to restart this real quick, so that I can utilize those wooden hoppers. And then we'll reboot it. are loaded up with 75 mods available. So we have officially added the mod to the pack. So yeah, any chest and any planks. Travel up here to make the chests. And now we have the wooden hopper. Oh, a wooden bracket. I see. It works just like a regular knife for pretty much anything else. Okay. Yeah, fair enough. Let's come down here and install it. And I will actually want to make a few more chests to have it feed into. To the shovel. Ah, there it is. Okay, and then I need my pickaxe. Okay. So then, going to need to move this door. Okay. Lovely. Okay. The chests. The hoppers. And it flows just like it should. Great. Fantastic. So, yeah, that's right next to my farmland, so I'm actually going to want to get those bricks made as soon as possible. Because, yeah, that's right here, and I'd rather not muck up my farmland too much. Okay. So, the door didn't actually need to move at all, but it is fine now. let's see. I need to go mill some more. I am getting bits that are getting caught up down here at the very bottom. So, for now, we'll put down silty loam dirt to take the place. But that is more or less done. There's going to be some loss with automating it in this manner, but nothing that's too astronomical, really. Although I am going to want to put a block in there. Oh shit, I forgot. I completely forgot that that could happen. So I'm going to need a block that doesn't collapse then, which for now is just going to be some birch planks, because it works well enough. Yeah, eventually I'd like to get a setup where I can feed in directly, have it split into two, and then feed into droppers. That way I can have complete automation, just drop the raw material in and move on with it. I also really need to put up these trapdoors so that the material quits accidentally winding up outside the water area. Okay. And then... Right, I forgot. I can't waterlog this in that manner. I broke that shovel. I completely forgot. I don't have any sticks handy either. What a shame. horse meat's gone off. So we'll toss it in the river. Okay. Fortunately, aqueducts can't freeze, so there's absolutely no reason for me to worry about that ever occurring. And flowing water can't freeze either, so I don't need to worry about that either. I don't know why I'm harvesting by hand. I have a scythe. And a lot of these are dead anyway, so there's really no point in me not using the scythe, actually. What we will do is we'll go ahead and replant the garlic, because it's good to -20. And if I remember correctly, it doesn't really get much lower than, like, negative, what, 13-ish? Oh, cool. Ah, no, it is -18 right now. That's another thing. Planter. What is a large planter? Compost and a metric ton of bricks. Bricks that I can make with clay balls or unfired brick. How do I make an unfired brick? That. Okay. Okay. Well, we'll give up a little bit of food in the short term to make planters so that I can grow a greenhouse in the long term. Because that'll be, I think across here will be the greenhouse area. And I'm probably going to want to start excavating that soonish. That way it's done. Okay, we'll take these rocky chunks downstairs. Right, I was looking for some sticks to make some shovels with. And I forgot I also need some straw for that. Because I downloaded a mod that's called Better Primitive, I'm pretty sure, that demands that you do things like put straw in when you go to make shovels, because otherwise they wind up with a durability debuff, which I think is actually quite realism-centric, and I appreciate it for existing. So from here... From here I can determine where the chunks go. go ahead and make another batch of trapdoors so I can continue to restrict the water flow in interesting ways. Cool. Because yeah, now with this, yeah, now it'll wind up on this third sluice, which is what I wanted. One more batch of them so I can do thing like this. No, that's not where I want that. Because yeah, that effectively disables the sluice, and I don't want that. What I want is them to have their own unique channels. That way I can do that without fear of losing material. And this way I can just load them up and kind of let them go. We are not flowing. Ah, I see. Yeah, I'm gonna need more of these wooden hoppers, unfortunately. Because we are simply not flowing in the correct way to have it all flow to the one hopper. Okay. Yeah. Let's get that handled. I'm pretty sure I have another workbench somewhere. Actually need a shovel. Yeah, I'm gonna need more than a few of those, but that's fine. Right, that workbench, which is there. Okay. Eight, 9, 10. 2. Okay. So then, we go here. Climb up on the sluice. And this way, we shouldn't wind up with material that isn't getting put into the system. Except for my axe. My axe should not be in there. Okay. yeah, odds are it'll never really get as backed up as I just made it by accidentally throwing in a fuck ton of stuff. And then yeah, I can pretty well at any point take these loose rocks and go turn them into bricks, which is actually quite nice. And it's snowing. Right, do I have a crafter? I have mechanical crafter from Create. Okay, so I am going to need to get brass casings at some point, but for now I can deal without. Let's see. Fortunately, we can drink from the aqueduct direct. I should probably figure out what the hell that dog's barking at and put a stop to it. Oh, we got some Gabbro. Yeah, we are going to have a lot of andesite, fortunately. Which will mean that my eventual look into the andesite age of Create isn't actually going to be all that difficult. Yeah, andesite alloy. I don't even know if I can get that andesite. Well, let's double check. Do I have TFC's Create? I do not. That would be part of it then. Okay. we're gonna add a whole bunch of stuff here. Okay. So I need create and TFC crossover content. Let's see. Yeah, if I can't find a crossover between TFC and create, I'm gonna need to find a method that I can use to get TFC to work with it. I might, however, do immersive engineering. Yeah, I don't know. I'll have to poke around, see if I can't find it. Yeah. That's having this much andesite is actually quite helpful, because it means I don't need to stress out about whether or not I'm gonna be able to get andesite. I'm gonna need to process more birch wood. Okay, I need another 2 chests. Same idea. I need these for here, because it's occurred to me that these also are not getting access. Okay, seriously, where did that block go? Unless maybe I picked it up. I don't know. No, I probably picked it up. Okay. I've got a lot of dirty piles here. I've got a lot of chunked malachite. I am not wet, but I am cold as a motherfucker. Probably because these primitive clothes are not very insulating. Okay. Now, I am going to grab the auto clicker and turn it on. So I have a lovely program called OP Auto Clicker that I use mostly for this, because working at current is really annoying. So yeah, this dirty dust is the next level of processing. This needs to be run through the sluice, and upon finishing, it turns into malachite powder and piled green sand. Although the green sand bit is specific to malachite, you don't get green sand out of regular copper or most iron derivatives. Let's go ahead and use these dirty piles to make dirty dusts. Because yeah, dirty dust has a chance to create dirty piles, and you can use 4 dirty piles to make a dirty dust. So in that way, they are very helpful, actually. Damn, all my torches have gone out. Back at it. Rock and stone. This poor handstone is about, I'd say about a third of the way. It's got about a third of its health left. Fortunately, I'm kind of a nut and have another one prepped in the glassmaking supplies because, well, you can really never be too sure when your tools are going to wear out, so it's best to have extras on hand. And yeah, I suppose we could just eat garlic. I also need to make a habit of closing this damn door. I've had one too many times where I come down here to do something and a monster is just in that room because I didn't close the door. Because monsters... So zombies and skeletons, creepers and spiders, a lot of them, they can't spawn on... like on top of the world. But the minute you get anywhere underneath the ground at all, it's fair game, if it's dark enough. So it's quite important that I'm lighting up this underground section, because technically speaking, this is a breeding ground for me to just have monsters around. And I'd really rather not deal with that. In other words, because I'm kind of a lazy lord, I don't want to deal with fucking monsters busting up all my stuff. So there's that. Let's see, how are my garlics doing? It's too cold for them. Unfortunately, the only way I could get that any hotter for them is by lighting a fire, and even that wouldn't really be enough to save them, because I'd have to light several, and I can't keep that many going. So, they are unfortunately just going to die. But it is what it is. Let's see. I suppose I can move the wattle. I suppose I can move the wattle. I was gonna say wattle and dough, but it's not wattle and dough, it's just wattle. Wattle actually makes really good scaffolding blocks. Let's see, I do need to go cut down some wood so I can fire up that that oven. And unfortunately my wood stores are a little low. But yeah, I want to fire that oven the next time I go to make bread, so I actually need to keep an eye on... Shit, where did I put those? This is where I put those. Okay. Yeah, I need to pay attention for whenever I go to next make bread. I really should make a peel now. Banana peel, hee. Anyway, I'll stick in a bowl. The bowl can be made out of lumber and glue. I wonder if I can use a ceramic bowl for that. I don't know. We shall see. Nope, has to be a wood bowl. Okay. Well, in that case, I need a bit of glue. I need to use the workbench that's out here. Make a bowl. Make a peel. Because I need this guy. I need the peel if I'm going to... Then I'm going to remove stuff from the oven. big item. Sorry to whoever is watching at the moment. It is quite boring because most of what I'm doing is ore processing, and it takes its sweet time, that's for sure. Just a bit ago, I put in these hoppers in the floor. They're wooden hoppers from the Wooden Hoppers mod. That way I can make this happen. This is all automated. Actually, having this many spare stones is nice because it means that I can get away with doing this. But yeah, so we're just kind of kicking around. I'm processing this because these are worth 6 millibuckets of copper each, and the just crushed powder is worth less. So we're just kind of pissing around. I am going to have to skedaddle here shortly to go pick up Miss Natty from her work. But then I should be back soon after that, I'm pretty sure. handstone's about done, but I'm going to work it till it breaks on me fully. There it goes. Alrighty. Grab the fresh one. And I'm going to have to craft up a couple new ones from the raw stone I gathered. Wherever I put that. Do I have any sticks? I do. Cool. Yeah, handstones do not stack, and they are a right pain to try and store. But keeping several of them handy means that I never have to think about it when I actually need to use them for grinding dusts. Here in about 2 minutes, I'm going to head out to go get Miss Natty. chunks ground. Okay, I'm gonna go toss these dirty dusts in the sluice. I don't actually know how much any one particular sluice can carry. But I do know that I am not interested in losing product due to lack of attempt to fill it. Pardon me. My days. I do need to go to get Miss Natty, unfortunately, for the stream, but that's fine with me. Cobble. Right. I'm going to leave it here while I go get her, and then I will return in a bit. Thank you so much for watching, if you still are, and I will be back. Who knows when, but I'll be back. I think I am going to kill the stream here, though. So, thank you so much.